Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video I will be reacting to the report from Nicki Jabal that the Washington Commanders and Terry McLaurin are still far apart on a long-term extension, and that Terry McLaurin is expected to miss mandatory minicamps. We're going to talk about that and what it means for Terry McLaurin and the Washington Commanders, and I'll also talk about how much money will it take for Terry McLaurin to sign a long-term extension with the Washington Commanders. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content. Also hit that like button and turn on those notifications so you never miss a video. So heading into this off season, one of the biggest priorities that me and a lot of other fans thought the Washington Commanders should have this offseason was extending Terry McLaurin. There were some other things on the list, like, finding a long-term, answer at the QB position. We'll see if, Carson Wentz is that guy. Another one was get a linebacker. They still haven't done that. But Terry McLaurin was right up there with those things, and they still haven't been able to get an extension, done with him. And there's still obviously a lot of time. Like we still got minicamp in the 6 weeks leading up to training camp, and then training camp, and then, heading into the start of the season. And then of course he's going to play this year for the Commanders. And then after that, though, that's when he hits free agency if they can't get a deal done. But we got a report from Nicki Jabal yesterday, and this is what it said. So she said, talks between Commanders and Terry McLaurin's reps have continued per sources. While there's been some progress, they're still far apart, and as of now, things may change. McLaurin seems unlikely to show up for minicamp. He returned to Florida today to resume training for the season. So not great news, and of course, there's still a lot of time left for them to get a deal done, but they're starting, he's starting to miss more and more practice, and I still don't think it's a big deal because I think he will develop chemistry with Carson Wentz, and he already knows the offense. He's close with all the teammates, and they're going to understand why he's holding out. So I think it's fine, but it's just you inch closer and closer to the start of the season without a deal. I get more and more concerned, and then you look down here. So it's up to NFL teams if they want to find a player for missing minicamp. Should McLaurin miss camp, the max the Commanders could fine him is close to $16,000 for the first day, $32K for the second day, and $48K for the third. So the max could be $96K. They bet if Terry McLaurin doesn't show up, and that's what it's looking like is going to happen, they better not fine him. If they fine him, Terry McLaurin's probably a hard guy to get upset, get him upset, but by doing that, you would definitely get him upset, even though it's not a ton of money in terms of, NFL players, even though he actually was a third round pick. So it's not like he's made, a ton, but just the message and, the audacity that they would have to fine him. I think he would take that the wrong way. And I just don't think it's a wise thing for the Washington Commanders to do, to fine him. Let him miss the mini camp, and that's fine. And maybe at most, Ron Rivera can make a comment, saying that, we expected McLaurin to be there, we wanted him to be there, but, that's it. That's like the maximum that I think they should do. I think they should just say, we wanted Terry to be here, but we understand why he's not. I think Ron, if he says that, that's fine. But I also think this is kind of like Terry and his agency and his agent, they're trying to send a message, to the Commanders, get some more leverage, because now the fans are going to get more upset. McLaurin's not there in minicamp, and they're going to think, okay, this could lead into training camp in the start of the season, and, the fans are going to get more and more upset. So the team might be like, okay, let's get this deal done. Let's get this deal done before training camp. And I think that should be, they should be able to do that. And it's good at least that there's been some progress, but they're still very far apart. And that's obviously not great. And I think it's just I don't really understand it too much, because with some players, I understand when you're, going at $1 to $2 million difference, but someone with Terry McLaurin, are you really gonna lose him or you just have the possibility of him going to free agency for maybe $2 million per year difference? Why would you do that? Not only is he a great receiver who has the potential to be a top 5, top 10 guy with good QB play and good receivers around him, he is a great leader, great guy in the community. He's like one of the faces of the rebrand. You get rid of him, or if he walks, the fans are going to be upset. Some fans might just be like, okay, this is the last straw. And it's not a wise business decision at all for a $1 to $2 million difference when, again, you pay guys earlier, and in a couple years, if the player is still good, the deal at worst is going to look okay. But usually, if the player is still good after a couple years, the deal is going to look very good because the cap continues and continues to go up. And next year, it's supposed to go up a ton. So I just don't understand why if you are willing to pay him $21, $22 million, he's asking for 24. Like, give him, whatever, negotiate to 23. But if, his final number is 24, whatever, give him that $24 million per year deal. You can structure it, in a way where, it'll be fine. Like, I just don't really understand it. And, hopefully they're able to get a deal done. Like, if they get a deal done by training camp, I honestly could not have cared less that he, missed this time. I do not think it's a big deal at all. I've said it all off season. Terry has met QBs that day or the day before and still balled out with him. Garrett Gilbert, Taylor Heineke. So he's going to be fine. Of course, you want some chemistry, but Terry McLaurin's going to be fine. It would be nice if he could be there to mentor someone like Jahan Dotson and some of these other guys. But you know what? He'll probably be there for training camp, especially if they get a deal done. Even if they don't get a deal done, he might be there. We'll see. But I don't know. Like, they should not be, like, when it comes down to it, when it's, we're getting closer and closer to training camp, like, I understand now they're trying to negotiate a little bit, trying to save a couple, $1 million per year. And okay, I somewhat understand that. But when it comes down to right before training camp and a deal still, isn't done, that's when I think they better just give Terry McLaurin what he wants. He's too important. He is too important to lose because of a couple $1 million. What I think it'll be somewhere in between what DJ Moore got and AJ Brown. Usually guys who are getting traded for get paid more, so that, like, AJ Brown got $25 million a year. I personally think Terry is on that same level. I think AJ Brown sure has more talent, but like, he hasn't put it together. Like, he's been injured a ton over his career, and and he's had some drop issues. So I think they're kind of on the same level. And I think if you offered Terry like $23 million a year, I think he would probably take that. And I think they should offer him that money or whatever money he wants, up to a certain point, just because, again, it'll be a good deal in a couple years if Terry McLaurin continues to ball out. And I think we all agree Terry McLaurin is going to continue to get better, especially, and his production will, especially with better QB play and better receivers around him. So no reason not to give him that money. Pay that man. You just cannot afford to lose Terry McLaurin. It just does not make sense. And, Albert Haynesworth, had that holdout, or he missed minicamp in 2010. And then Trent Williams missed minicamp in 2019 because of, the cancer issue. So, obviously that was understandable. And I'm fine with Terry McLaurin missing. Again, he is totally justified in missing minicamp, even though it is mandatory. I think some people are going to be upset with it. I don't think you should be upset at Terry McLaurin for missing minicamp. You should be upset at the team for not getting a deal done. And again, I'm not too upset right now, but if you get in a training camp and a deal is not done, that's when I'm very upset. And usually they do get the deals done right before camp. Like last year, they got Logan Thomas and Jonathan Allen done like the day before camp. So I think they could definitely do that now. Or they could definitely do that this year and get it done right before camp. And if they do, everything's good. I mean, yes, he missed some, mini camp and stuff, but I don't think it's a big deal. So hopefully they can get that deal done and this can all be over, because Terry McLaurin, he's just too good of a player and too good of a person to lose because of a couple $1 million. So hopefully everything's fine. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about Terry McLaurin, and do you think an extension gets done by whatever, July 30th or whenever training camp starts. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and peace.